honestly. What's up? It's your girl Serena Marie, and we need to talk about Love Island. Before we hop into this conversation, I feel like I have to preface that I'm not necessarily a Love Island stan. Last season was the first time I ever watched Love Island. I had never seen it before. I had no interest. I didn't really know what it was. But then I moved to London and everybody put me on. I was here for the conversation on YouTube, on Twitter about Love Island. And this season, I'm in it. I'm fully invested in what's happening on Love Island. And it's only week 2. I don't know. There's 6 weeks left. I don't really know if I'm going to make it through, but I know that we need to talk about what's happened so far. So let's get into it. So like I said, I watched a little bit of last season. I watched the coupling, the original coupling, and then I fell off after, and then I got back in once the couples were solidified. So this is the first time I'm really seeing the couples like fall for each other or lack thereof. This season is wild. Like no one likes each other. But something I do know that is consistent throughout every season is that the black girl really gets left to the side, left standing, to be honest. From watching the season before this one, Kaz, was the last woman chosen. And I've heard that is the pattern in Love Island. The black girls often are left crying alone. We kind of saw that this season too with this woman whose name I can't remember. She wasn't part of the original 5 women. She came in later and no one was really interested. This season we saw that Love Island tried a little bit harder to not let that be the pattern by switching up the way that they partnered the couples. And so they had the audience, the viewers, choose who was going to be coupled up in the beginning. I don't know if they phrased that differently, but the original 5 couples were chosen by the viewers. And these are those people. As you can see, there is not any interracial dating happening. The viewers were not here. The voters, we should say. I'm a viewer, I'm not a voter. Those who voted did not pair any black people with any white people. It's also interesting that coming from living in London where the white people are the minority, I have to remind myself that is not a representation of all of the UK. And so when I see this and I see some black people, a mixed race person, and white people, I have to remind myself that this is the UK and not just London. And so the fact that there aren't any other races represented in this cast should not be a surprise, but here we are. So the viewers did not choose any interracial relationships, which we will, if you've been watching, you see that nobody's really interested in that apparently, besides Remy. But because the production team chose to assign the couples in this way, we didn't see any black women left awkwardly waiting for someone to choose her or be forced to be coupled with them. So I thought that was interesting. And it seems as though the viewers or the voters did a pretty good job. All the original couples are kind of sticking together. At least the black couples are sticking together because nobody else wants them. We hear, there's one person, if you haven't been watching, this is Luca. And from jump, Luca's I have a top 3. Mind you, there are only 5 women. So instead of having a top 5, he has a top 3. And in his top 3 are the person that he is originally coupled with and the 2 other white women in the house. None of the black women are in his top 3. Are we surprised? No. It's so weird. The whole time, every time he brings it up, I'm like, say you don't like black women without saying you don't like black women. That's Luca, the epitome of Luca. Luca is the epitome of that. So we have these black couples coupled up. The only minorities represented in the show are black people. And so, is that true? So far, I think that is true. I don't think anyone identifies as anything besides black and white. But as new people come into the house, there have been some new girls that have come in. There's been another guy that's come in that haven't been a part of the original 10, and like the interracial dating is just not happening. And I don't know if that's intentional. Like, did the production team specifically ask the black men if they like black women this year? Because we've seen in the past, the black dudes aren't necessarily also going for the black women. And again, I haven't watched every season, so I don't know everything about Love Island. But I know that the black women don't get chosen as often. But last year, Tyler kind of surprised me. If you don't know who Tyler is, this is Tyler. Tyler came into the house. Kaz was very single. At the time, no one in the house, even the other black guy in the house, were not trying to go for Kaz, even though, as you can see, she's gorgeous. No one was really checking for her. So when Tyler entered the house, he was like, Kaz, I came here for you. I entered this house because I wanted to be with you. And as we all know, they lived happily ever after. That's not true. They broke up after the show, but they were cute for the time being. They were adorable. And a similar thing happened in an episode this week. Remy entered the house and was like, India, I want you. But then he started meeting other people, and as far as I've seen, he wants Paige. So I don't know if the black dudes just say that to get people to like them, or if that's what's the truth here? And now I know I have a biased opinion as a black woman myself. I feel for the black women in this show. I feel for black women dating in the world that we're in today. It can be a challenge. I don't want to generalize, but it can be a challenge. And so watching it play out in the show the way that it has is a little disheartening. I almost want to ask, like, what are people's perceptions of interracial relationships? But maybe I don't want to know. Maybe I want to live in my bubble. I am happily coupled myself. And me and my partner actually have this conversation. We had this conversation a lot before, but I'm kind of over it. But will Love Island continue to be a safe space for the black women on this show? I don't know. I hope to find out soon. Will they also keep their original coupling situation in future seasons? Like, did this help? Does this help in diversifying the cast? Does this help in actually allowing the black women that come on the show to find true love, as they all say they're looking for? I don't know, but I'm along for the ride. I'm here to find out. So let me know down below in the comments if you're also watching Love Island. I feel like I just needed to make this video to get my thoughts out. I don't have anybody else to talk to about Love Island. My one friend who also watches Love Island is a week behind and is going on vacation. So we won't be able to talk about it, but I hope to talk to you all about it in the comments below. I'll see you there.